Good morning, and welcome to Sunday Live Dharma. I'm Pete Warshaw. My Dharma name is Wan Ji Ho. Before we begin this morning's practice, I've been asked to share a few thoughts about the retreat that I and several others from North Carolina attended at the One Dharma Center in Claverack, New York, earlier this month. Where to begin? The theme was aptly named In Nature, Our True Nature, and was led by our Reverend Gong. She again demonstrated that she is an amazing teacher. First, the setting. The One Dharma Center is the One Buddhist headquarters in North America, located amidst the rolling acres of the Hudson River Valley, a few hours north of New York City. This was my first trip there, and I found the buildings and property a beautiful and peaceful place to practice, surrounded by trees turning their colors, wildflower meadows, autumn chill, morning fog, a warming sun in the afternoon, and a full moon at night. Gong led us through the 7 days of chanting and different types of meditation, inside and outside, sitting, lying down, quietly walking the trails, working in the kitchen, and planting garlic. We practiced breathing techniques, engaged in journaling, and had plenty of unscheduled time for reflection, and in my case, an occasional nap. Every afternoon we practiced Qi Gong. I was so happy that this was led by Reverend Ginger, who was at this temple for 8 years before moving to the Dharma Center. It's been almost 2 weeks after the retreat ended. Here are a few of the many things that have stuck with me. Everything we did was interconnected and flowed naturally and increasingly without effort. Our noble silence was noble. It helped me to engage more deeply into my practice. After resisting daily meditation for many months, I found that I really enjoyed it, and I've continued meditating every day since. It took a couple of days for me to quiet much of my mental chatter. After a few more, I was able to put away many of the stories I created about what's happening to and around me. I also appreciated the presence of the Reverends who live and work at the Dharma Center. It made me feel part of a larger whole. At most of the early morning meditations, I sat near Venerable Joksanin, head Dharma master of North America. Hearing him chant in English, a new language for him, signaled to me that we're in good hands. After other retreats, my motor starts to rev as I approach the last day. This time, I didn't want it to end. If you haven't already, I encourage you to attend one of the briefer retreats sponsored at our temple. And when you're ready, consider this one when it's held again. And now to today's service. Thank you for this opportunity to share and practice with you today. This morning, our temple Reverend Gong will share her Dharma talk on spiritual joy. Please feel free to post your greetings in our live chat now or at the end of today's Dharma talk. Now, please stand up to begin our Qi Gong practice, guided by Reverend Sean.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Reverend Sean, and let's do some warming up Qi Gongs. Let's put your feet shoulder width apart, and let's shake our hands and bodies. You may bend your knees a little bit so that your whole body can shake. You may step up in front of the cushion if you don't. Yeah. Thank you. As you shake it out, as you breathe out, in and out, let all the stress, thoughts, burdens, and anything, let it go away. You can breathe out with your mouth. Lean to your side. To the other side. To your front. And back. And to the center. Make sure your shoulders and chest and all the bodies have no tensions. Shake them off. And stop. Let's knees bent a little bit. Raise your hands up to the side and down. Hands up. To the side and down. This time, let's one hand to your front and the other hand to the back. And it meets up in the middle and goes to the opposite side. Yeah. Same direction once again. As you breathe in, hands goes up, meets in the top, and goes down as you breathe out. Once again, to the same direction. And to the opposite side. Hands up, breathe in the top, and down as you breathe out. Once again. One more time. Breathe in as your hands goes up and down. Let's rotate our shoulders. Make a small circle with your elbows. And to the opposite direction. Make a big circle. To the other direction. Now, move your feet a little farther and let's have a horse stance. Knees still bent a little bit, but your spine stands straight. And let's breathe in. As you breathe in, hands goes up and down. One more time, go up. Let's breathe in and down. Breathe in, your shoulder goes up, arms, elbows, and hands goes up as gradually. And as you move down, your hands first, elbows down, and shoulders. Breathe in, hands go up and down. 2 more. One more time. Okay, that's it for today, and let's face to the 일원상 and let's continue practicing 4 bows.
With gratitude, I bow to the grace of heaven and earth, honoring the infinite source of marvelous existence. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of parents, ancestors, and everyone who has given me life and nurtured me. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of fellow beings, embracing the truth of interconnectedness. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of laws, which guide us to develop justice and freedom through Dharma and universal principles. Meditation is simple and easy. Anyone can practice it. Please take time to find your most comfortable position on the floor or in a chair, and wiggle to release any tension in your body. Rock front to back or side to side until you find the point of perfect balance. Breathe in, grab all your tension. Breathe out. Release any mental or physical uneasiness. Relax your whole body. It's okay to slouch a little bit if that feels more natural. Just remember to let your mind's eye focus on belly breathing. Breathe and listen to your body. If your body agrees, gradually sit up tall and straighten your spine without losing focus on the energy in your lower abdomen. Open your eyes softly, look straight ahead with a level gaze. Without moving your head or eyes, let your eyelids relax and drift downward to their most comfortable place. While keeping your ears softly aligned with your shoulders, tuck your chin in slightly and let your shoulders melt away from your ears. Bring your awareness to your tongue. Place the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth. While your tongue is relaxed on your palate, pure and clear saliva may gather in the mouth. This is a delightful sign of cool energy ascending. Smile at your calm and clear spirit. Invite your awareness to return to your lower abdomen, your Qi energy field. This is called the Donjon and is located about 2 inches below your navel. Your Donjon is the power center for your breathing. Scan your entire body to see if there's any tension, especially your face and head, neck and shoulders. If your body begins to itch, just note the itching. It will pass on its own. If your legs ache unbearably, you may change position very slowly and quietly so that you maintain a calm stillness and honor the silent practice of those around you. When thoughts arise in your mind, do not be disturbed by them. Do not react to your thoughts or pursue them. They're just thoughts. They will disappear by themselves. Continue to bring your awareness back to your Donjon abiding breath. When your mind is calm, concentrated, perfectly focused, and at peace, you will rest in the realm of samadhi, deep meditation. You will no longer feel any distinction between yourself and others, finding yourself free from the limits of time and place. We are grateful to sit quietly together, finding the still point within. May we be here now, deeply aware of our ever calm, ever alert spirit.
전지연기하신다 만사여해하신다 전지여화동일체하여 전지영신자 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 전지연기하신다 만사여해하신다 전지여화동일체하여 전지영신자
Prayer for world peace. Grace of heaven and earth, grace of parents, grace of fellow beings, grace of laws, O Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace. May we take refuge in Dharma and be filled with compassion and wisdom. May we transform delusion into wisdom, greed into generosity, resentment into gratitude, discord into harmony, and hatred into compassion. May all nations grow and benefit mutually. May the strong help the weak. May the weak learn and evolve according to Dharma. May all those who have died from world conflicts and disasters be delivered through all obstacles and be at rest. May there be peace throughout the world, and may all beings enjoy tranquility and happiness, living in their original true nature. This we pray with our whole hearts. Page 10.
Emptiness does not perceptions, impulses, and consciousness. Oshari Putra, all dharmas are empty, they do not appear or disappear, are not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease. In emptiness, no form, no sensations, no perceptions, no impulses, no consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, or mind consciousness, no ignorance, nor extinction of ignorance, no old age and death, no extinction of them, no suffering, no cause of suffering, no cessation of suffering, no path, no wisdom, no attainment with nothing to attain. Bodhisattva relies on Prajnaparamita, therefore the mind has no hindrance. Without any hindrance, no fears exist. Free from delusion, one draws in nirvana. All Buddhas of the past, present, and future rely on Prajnaparamita and attain supreme enlightenment. Therefore know that Prajnaparamita is the great mantra, is the great enlightening mantra, is the unsurpassed and unequaled mantra, which is able to eliminate all suffering. This is true, not false, so proclaim the Prajnaparamita mantra, which says, gone, gone, gone beyond, not beyond, now awaken. Gate, gate, para gate, para samgate, bodhisattva. Gate, gate, para gate, para samgate, bodhisattva. Gate, gate, para gate, para samgate, bodhisattva.
How are you all doing?
This morning, Reverend Gong is going to share her contemplation on a wonderful topic, spiritual joy. Let us practice deep listening as we welcome Reverend Gong.
Dear friends, how do you define joy? What is your experience of joy? How often do you experience it? During the recent retreat at the One Dharma Center, many friends shared that their hearts were filled with a deep sense of joy and contentment. Deep contentment and joy from a sense of equanimity. Aha moments with clear understanding. Deep contentment and joy from mindful living and becoming free from habitual patterns. One friend at the retreat was able to clearly see the cycle of his addiction and became hopeful. He would be able to unshackle himself from that habitual force. Another friend shared, "My experience of what seemed to be spiritual joy felt like bubbles of joyful energy. They came spontaneously, unbidden, unrelated to anything external, like a sunset or a beautiful walk." I was delighted to see how this quiet, contemplative practitioner freed her voice and shared her joyful energy. Some of you have experienced the joy that comes from the inner peace after an hour-long practice each weekend or Tuesday night here at the temple or online. This deep peace and joy is always available to us whenever we pause and pay attention. We can taste spiritual joy whenever we are not separate from our true nature. Here is a passage from the chapter on Buddhahood, verse 15, when the founding master was addressing retreatants. Since ordinary beings are attached solely to worldly happiness, their happiness does not last long. But Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are gratified by the formless happiness of heaven. Heavenly happiness is the happiness of a mind that takes pleasure in the Tao, in the way. Sotaesan then spoke of worldly happiness. Worldly happiness is a term for the pleasures in our tangible world. Worldly happiness means gaining self-satisfaction. Gaining self-satisfaction through one's spouse, children, property, position, any other tangible material things, or one's surroundings. He continued, in ancient times, the crown prince, Siddhartha, was already above all his subjects and could satisfy himself by doing whatever he liked and enjoying whatever he pleased. This is worldly happiness. On the other hand, after Siddhartha attained great enlightenment, he was able to transcend tangible material things and his surroundings. He was able to liberate himself from suffering and pleasure, birth and death, and karmic cycles. His mind was always at peace, no matter what situation he was in. This is the heavenly happiness. The ancient sage Confucius said, "Even though I'm just eating vegetables, drinking water, or lying down with my elbow as my pillow, my happiness lies therein. For me, wealth and fame are like floating clouds." Our teacher Sotaesan noted that these words are the statement of a heavenly being who has acquired heavenly happiness, while still living in a human body. Sotaesan continued, moreover, worldly happiness eventually must come to an end. The impartial law laid down by heaven is what comes will go. What is prosperous will decline, and what is born will die. Even if a person possesses the most wealth, honor, fame, and reputation, no one has the power to resist old age, sickness, and death. When one's physical body finally dies, one's spouse and children, property and position, and indeed everything in which one previously invested all one's efforts and desires will scatter like floating clouds. However, since the happiness of heaven is originally recognized and achieved through the formless mind, that happiness will never change. That was a long passage. To summarize Sotaesan's message, tangible things that we often associate with happiness in this material realm are always changing. Worldly happiness is not perpetual. One's worldly possessions are temporary, so the happiness brought by them is fleeting. However, everlasting happiness comes from transcending tangible things by resting in formless mind. A temple practitioner, Daniel, also shared his reflection on this passage. He said, worldly happiness can only last as long as worldly desires are satisfied. Heavenly happiness is rooted in true nature. So true happiness is dependent only on how we use our mind. Heavenly happiness is absolute equanimity and peace, unchanging contentment. With the happiness of heaven, we are always at peace no matter what happens. With the heavenly happiness, we can also enjoy worldly happiness. Since our gratification comes from the absolute peace of Il One, we can enjoy worldly pleasures and satisfaction without attachment and are not disturbed by worldly loss and misfortune. End quote. So then, what is the worldly happiness that comes and goes? The Buddha taught that there are 5 worldly desires deeply ingrained in our human mind and body. These desires are desire for food, desire for sleep, desire for sex, desire for material possessions, desire for recognition and status. Worldly happiness relies on satisfaction of these 5 desires. While they are basic to survival, if we cling and excessively indulge in them, we can create habitual dependence and suffering. This can obscure the path to spiritual joy. Spiritual joy does not always come easily. It often requires disciplined work of the mind, body, and spirit. A while ago, I took a yoga class. After 1 hour of practicing with a focused mind, focused breathing, and deep stretching, the session ended with a Shavasana posture. There was a soft gong sound during this relaxing lying down posture, and I felt blissful joy in my soul. This joy was profound, beyond the physical realm. I wondered what aspects of the yoga class brought me to this state. Was it the yoga instructor, or was I in a total yoga samadhi? Yes and yes. Also, prior to the yoga session, there are many previous yoga and fitness classes and many lying down and sitting meditations. These also contributed to the moment of deep spiritual joy. Spiritual joy can arise and emerge unexpectedly as a fruit of a cumulative practice from every dimension of mind, body, and spirit. Spiritual joy may not come immediately. For instance, if we are on a week-long retreat, many of us will spend the first couple of days with aching bodies and active minds. But after a few days of focused, immersive practice, we may experience a breakthrough and true spiritual uplift. A Dharma brother during the recent retreat in New York shared that even though there was no beer, pizza, or football, the practice of mindful eating without these distractions brought him deep contentment. Some participants had a hard time because they missed their family and children. Some of us may feel that the only way to experience happiness and connection is by being physically together. So, is it possible to be joyful with our loved ones around? Many retreatants were delighted to find that this is indeed possible. Just sitting in the Dharma hall in silence can bring a different quality of joy. This is the joy of meditation, which is timeless and placeless. In this sense, we are all living and practicing in the grand retreat center of the world. When we continue to cultivate equanimity, wisdom, and mindful actions, the delight of a spiritual joy naturally blossom, often when we are not expecting it. An ancient sage said, 3 days of training the mind becomes a treasure for 1,000 years, while an object coveted for 100 years can crumble into dust in a single morning. I'd like to conclude today's talk with this line from today's Dharma passage. Since the happiness of heaven is achieved through the formless mind, that happiness will never change. Since the happiness of heaven is achieved through the formless mind, that happiness will never change. What does this mean to you?
Thank you, Reverend Wonkong, for for your wise thoughts and delightful sharing. I think many of us tend to focus on equanimity and the discipline of meditation practice. And this morning, you've reminded us of this beautiful aspect of what we are doing here. Thank you, friends, for your focused listening. Please now take a moment to leave your thoughts in the live chat or spend a moment in quiet contemplation. And friends here in the Dharma Hall, please pair up and share your own reflections on your practice this morning or on what spiritual joy means to you.
And live in the hall. Thank you for practicing with us today. This afternoon at 3 p.m., there will be an autumn mini retreat at the Raleigh Center. There is one space left for anyone who would like to take this last minute chance. So if your desire for heavenly happiness is strong, take this chance and join the Raleigh Temple. And if you are interested, please contact the Reverends. If you're interested here, obviously the Reverends are here, or you can contact them online. Next Sunday afternoon from 1 p.m., our annual Fall Fun Festival and Open House will be held at the Chapel Hill Temple here. Please check out our website for more information. We hope to see you there. And please note that our temple operates solely by your generous donations. So, this may be an opportunity to practice generosity, letting go of our grasping, and the cycles that we are all involved in. There is a donation jar outside, and electronic dana giving can be done through our website. So now let us bow to each other and make a mindful transition into our day. Thank you all. And now, we look forward to practicing with you next week. And we can wave to the camera.